Good evening. So before we begin tonight, whoever was in charge of the weather, we want to put you on retainer for next year. So honored guests, faculty, alumni, friends, family members, our accomplished graduates, welcome to our graduate honors and awards program for 2013. I'm Chris Petroskevich. I'm Dean of the College of Law, and tonight is a wonderful night where Stetson University gets to recognize its outstanding students through a variety of honors and awards. Some of these awards relate to academic achievement, and others for who the students are and what they have accomplished here at the College of Law, both for co-curricular activities, extracurricular activities, and the nearly 33,000 hours of community service that our students performed over the last year. The College of Law is part of a dynamic university, and since 2009, Dr. Elizabeth Paul has served as our Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs and works closely with all of us to advance Stetson and the entire university. Provost Paul will deliver greetings on behalf of the university, followed by Dean Thomas Schwartz, the Dean of the School of Business Administration. Award presentations will be followed by several professors who will introduce themselves, along with Associate Dean Adams, who will announce the anticipated honors graduates and certificates of concentration.
Good evening. This is a truly spectacular evening because you are beautiful. The weather's really good too. But you are beautiful, and the accomplishments that you have made truly are extraordinary. So it is a pleasure for me to be here with you this evening and tomorrow. I do bring greetings from President Libby, who is driving on her way here, and she will be here tomorrow to be with us for the commencement ceremonies. So I do bring greetings from President Libby, and she joins with me in congratulating all of the students on their phenomenal accomplishments. But I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge another very, very important group of people as well. This is a time of year, really all times of year, that I marvel at the extraordinary nature of our faculty at Stetson University. All throughout the university, we have truly an extraordinary teacher-scholar faculty who are some of the most generous, lifelong learners that I have ever met. What I think is very, very special about the faculty at Stetson is that these individuals are as committed to each and every one of you as any faculty I've ever seen, and truly do invest in you as individuals and helping you to grow. And I know that all of the students here know this quite intimately, but I ask that we all thank the incredible College of Law teacher-scholar faculty for their tireless efforts to influence your learning, but also the future of legal education. Thank you. So let the parade of excellence begin.
Congratulations, honorees. It's a great pleasure to be here with you tonight to celebrate. I had the privilege once of living in a country that had a very weak legal system. And what I found out is that there's no business system without a legal system. The only type of business that existed was the black market. And the talent of the country lost its best to unscrupulous trading and smuggling. And so I have a keen appreciation for your field that you've chosen and its contribution to the society. Oftentimes in a rigorous program of study, which I'm assuming your studies here at the College of Law were, we get very insular and narrow in our focus. But I'd like to remind you quickly that it's your impact upon the rest of society where your greatest work will take place. What will you do with your education? What contribution will it make to business, to government, to nonprofits? Your work here is meant to be a seed, and you are the best of that. It's a privilege to be here. I look forward through Dean Petruskevich in hearing the impact that you make as you go forward. Congratulations.
Good afternoon. My name is James Sheehan. I'm the director of pro bono here at Stetson. I'm also a faculty member, and I have the honor of mentioning the candidates for, or the honorees who have had the most pro bono hours and have been recipients of the William F. Blues Award. But before I introduce them, I want to tell you a little bit about pro bono here at Stetson. Pro bono service is an important part of every student's life here at Stetson. That's because we make it an important part of their life. Every student has to do 60 hours of pro bono work to graduate, at least 60. And that's at least 30 of legal pro bono and 30 hours of non-legal pro bono. Legal pro bono is doing something like volunteering at the community law program or at the Legal Aid Society, or even working for a private attorney who has undertaken to represent somebody who needs legal services and cannot afford to pay. Non-legal pro bono is basically volunteering in the community, working maybe at Habitat for Humanity or Goodwill Industries or something of that nature. We require our students to do at least this much pro bono because we want to expose them to the experience and the satisfaction of helping others while they're here in law school, so that when they leave here, hopefully they will continue to do that in their career. And we also encourage them to do more than just the minimum 60 hours. We have at graduation, we have the William F. Blues Award, which will be awarded tomorrow. And that's to students who do twice as much as the required pro bono. That's 120 hours. And I'm very pleased to tell you that 112 of our graduates are going to receive the William F. Blues Award tomorrow. Which brings me to the three honorees tonight. These folks have done far in excess of the 120 hours, and they have done more pro bono than any other graduates. So when I call your name, graduates, please stand and be recognized. Bradley Rook. Bradley has done 460 hours of pro bono service. Jonathan Hart. Is that the boomer? Is it the boomer? Jonathan has done 460.5 hours of pro bono service. He just beat out Bradley. And Amy Ray. Amy has done 677.5 hours of pro bono service. That's amazing. And thank you all for your service.
Good afternoon. I'm Kristen Adams. I'm the Associate Dean for Academic Affairs, and it's my pleasure to recognize those students who have completed the College of Law's Honors Program. These are some of our top academic performers who have completed a rigorous but also fun program under the guidance of the brilliant Dr. Tim Kay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to call your name, and also so the group can hear the really neat range of papers you wrote, I'm going to read your paper title. So please come forward. First, J. Robert Bell III, Liquidation or Litigation, Choosing the Lesser of Two Evils. Rachel Elizabeth Boucher, When Death is Inevitable, Pain and Suffering Should be Optional. Lauren Virginia Christ. Lane E. Cryer, An Application of the Abstract, Reimagining Justice as One of Plato's Forms and Seeking Justice Through Art. Sean Michael Cummings, Mandatory Morality, Mandatory Reporting Laws for Child Abandonment, Abuse, and Neglect. Andrew S. Harris, Are Constitutional Issues in Traffic Court Governed by the Constitution? Allison Lee Hightower, A Road to Recovery for the Status-Based Bar Admission Process. Benjamin Lewis Hoffman, The NGO Occupation of the Laws of War, Why Sovereign States Need to Reassert Control over the Laws of War. Anastasia Carita Jaster. Adam Paul Labonte, The Not So Fundamental Right to Vote. Katriana Nicole Messina, Who's to Decide? The Separation of Twins in the Classroom. Brian C. Morrison, Anonymity and the Law. Bradley Arthur Muse, Fear and Loathing in Javaria, The Jurisprudence of Xenophobia. Courtney C. Norris, Are Robots Capable of Disobeying? A Look at Blind Obedience in the Military. Deanne Julia Patika, Animal Welfare and Moral Obligation, Progress in Today's Political Economy. Amy Ray, Objective Subjectivity, A Play in One Act. Ryan C. Reese, Looking Only at the Logical, Is LSAT Testing a Beneficial Means of Candidate Selection in Law? Jessica Ronay, A Mother Goose Guide to Legal Writing. Victoria Teresa San Pedro, The American Dream, Myth or Reality? Keely Ray Smith, A Clean Approach to Fighting Tooth Decay in Florida. And Heather Leanna Woods, The Erosion of the Right to Trial by Jury, analyzing that subject in the context of terrorism and arbitration.
Mistake to give me the podium. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Professor Charlie Rose, the director of the Center for Excellence in Advocacy here at Stetson University College of Law, where I happen to hold a professorship as the Professor of Excellence in Trial Advocacy. I can't come up with a third thing of excellence about me, so let me instead give you something that's excellent. I'm here today in the place of Dr. K to talk about the Stetson Journal of Advocacy and the Law, which is an online journal that was begun here at the law school to fill a need that exists for scholarship directed at the practice of law, at that intersection between practice, academic excellence, and opportunity. And Dr. K has been instrumental in creating it and in staffing it with the two students who I'm about to recognize. And what they have done is taken the idea of a law review journal and made it relevant to the practice of law, and put it online in an HTML format where it is accessible anytime, anywhere, by any lawyer. And this is a beginning idea that over time is going to grow exponentially, and it meets at that intersection of what we are so excellent for. So there's your third excellence. The Stetson Journal of Advocacy and the Law is a student-produced legal journal dedicated to discussing, exploring, and influencing contemporary issues related to oral and written advocacy. It publishes articles on all facets of advocacy, written by preeminent practitioners, judges, law professors, and students. And now we're going to recognize two preeminent students who have done exactly that. I believe as I call your name, you're supposed to come up and get a piece of paper. The first student, Lane E. Cryer. And the second, Jonathan N. O'Neill.
I am Professor Lance Long, and together with Professor Roberta Flowers, we are the editors of the International Journal of Aging Law and Policy, or the Journal of International Aging Law and Policy. People call it both things. Anyway, this is a peer-edited journal, and so we are technically the editors. But I'm here to tell you that we could not do this journal, which involves submissions of articles from authors, scholars, and experts the world round without some fantastic student editors. And 4 of those student editors are graduating in this class, and we would like to recognize them and have them come forward and get their certificates. First of all, our first student editor is Brittany Page Baker. Our next editor is Leanne Michelle Davis. And this year we have both of our co-student editors-in-chief are graduating, leaving a tremendous vacuum, which we will fill somehow this year. We'd like to recognize them as well. Our first student co-editor-in-chief, Jessica Ronay. And our second co-editor-in-chief, Laura Lynn Ray Schaefer.
Good afternoon. I'm Professor Roy Gardner, and along with Professors Paul Boudreau and Brooke Bowman, we oversee the student editors of the Journal of International Wildlife Law and Policy. or as we like to call it, Julep. Stetson serves as the host law school for Julep, which is published by Taylor and Francis. Student editors help edit and conduct site and source checks on articles written by professors, policymakers, and scientists from all around the world. The students also write their own papers about an area in wildlife law. We have 4 student editors graduating this academic year, one of whom is with us today. Carson Zimmer, please come forward. Carson will be hiking the Appalachian Trail before he begins his bar studies. Thank you for your service.
Good evening. I am Professor Jason Bent, and I am the faculty advisor to the Stetson Law Review. And it is my pleasure, along with Assistant United States Attorney, Stetson Law graduate, and faculty advisor to the Law Review, Josie Thomas, to present awards to the members of the Stetson Law Review. The Law Review is an academic journal that selects, edits, and publishes interesting and timely legal scholarship of general interest for the benefit of courts, lawyers, and academics throughout the country. The Law Review publishes articles authored by prominent legal scholars, judges, and practitioners. It also regularly includes the works written by student authors themselves, and several of our graduates have publications that will appear in the Stetson Law Review, and they're listed in the program. These are wonderful student articles, and they reflect a dedication to legal research and writing, as well as intellectual curiosity and creativity. To serve as a member of the Law Review is a substantial commitment of time, and that's probably an understatement. And I'm consistently amazed by the ability of our student editors to juggle their law review responsibilities with their classroom studies and their many other activities, including trial team, other journals, and various other activities on campus. So these are the graduating members of the Stetson Law Review. When I call your name, please come forward. Deanne Julia Patika, Editor-in-Chief.
Lane E. Cryer, Executive Editor.
Michael Gregory Rothfeld, Assistant Executive Editor.
Kelly A. Reagan, Managing Editor.
Justin Patrick Bennett, Notes and Comments Editor.
Amy Ray, Notes and Comments Editor.
Adam Paul Labonte, Notes and Comments Editor.
Paul Finnegan Rush, Marketing Editor.
Courtney C. Norris, Research Editor.
Mallory Havens Tanner, Recent Developments Editor.
Bradley Arthur Muse, Article and Symposium Editor.
Jessica Ronay, Articles and Symposia Editor.
Laura Ross Brenner, Senior Associate.
Andrew S. Harris, Senior Associate.
J. Scott Martin, Senior Associate.
Sarah M. Potter, Senior Associate and Digest Writer.
Megan Elizabeth Raynor, Senior Associate.
Victoria Teresa San Pedro, Senior Associate.
Sarah J. Weiss, Senior Associate.
Heather Leanna Woods, Senior Associate.
Ryan C. Reese, Digest Writer.
Kyle Jonathan Bells.
Sean Michael Cummings.
Shane A. Newlands.
And Benjamin Styons Thomas. Congratulations to the members of the Stetson Law Review.
Good evening, welcome, and congratulations, graduates. My name is Professor Kelly Feely, and I have the honor and the privilege of being the faculty advisor to Stetson's Alternative Dispute Resolution Board, short name, ADR Board, which consists of 4 teams. And I know that when most people think of lawyers, they automatically think of courtrooms and trials, but most of what a lawyer does takes place outside of the courtroom, and that's what the ADR Board is all about. We focus on interviewing and counseling clients, negotiating with the other side, participating in a mediation, or trying to resolve the dispute through arbitration, which is also known as an informal trial. The ADR Board has been extremely successful in large part because of our 12 graduating seniors and our 3 December graduates. And all of their accomplishments are listed in tonight's program. And the unfortunate part is they told me I only get a few minutes, otherwise I would ask them to bring a chair up here and I would tell you all about each of the 12 students in detail, because I've known them all for at least a year, if not 2 years. So unfortunately I only get to give you a small glimpse, but know that there is so much more to these incredible men and women that if you want to hear about it, come and talk to me afterwards. So I'm going to start with Stefano Batista Kagan. And I would describe Stefano as being calm and intelligent, and I think we can all agree he's got the best hair on campus. Next, we have Rachel Boucher, and anyone who knows Rachel knows she exudes energy and positivity. You can't help but be in a good mood when you're around her, which made her the perfect Stetson ambassador no matter where we traveled. Next is the incredible Amber Kane, wife, mother, law student, and a very talented competitor. Balancing everything she has to balance, she competed 4 times, so I would definitely consider Amber to be an inspiration. Next is Rachel Ellis, who I will describe as passionate and a competitive spirit like no other. In her very last competition of this last year, she and her partner took that spirit and that competitiveness, and they were national championships at the environmental negotiation competition. So congratulations. Next, we have Ashley Goodman, who I think is fierceness in disguise. She looks like the sweet girl next door, and I'm not saying she's not, But when she gets into competition, she is fierce. She can read the other side, she can come up with solutions right away, and she does it all with a smile and a knife in the back. Next, we have Wesley Heim. And I would describe Wesley as being fully committed to the team, determined to improve in any way he can, and being the consummate team player. Whatever we threw at Wes, he took it with ease and with determination. And on a side note, if you ever have a computer problem, Wesley's your guy. Next, we have Matthew Kelly. And I would describe Matt as being both hardworking and somebody who does not have a huge ego. And I know those things don't always go together. But he was the type of guy who was willing to take the back seat or to the lead, whatever the team needed, and we need more of that. So congratulations, Matthew. Next, we have Elisa Morales. And Elisa was the type of person who welcomed and accepted every challenge with such fervor and such determination. She was the type of person who made you feel like it was great to be a team member. And again, I think we need more of that. So congratulations, Elisa. Next is Julianne Murphy. And I would describe her as being both thoughtful and determined. And I only have one beef to pick with her. She only could compete for one semester because she's also talented and intelligent, and she got an internship in Washington, D.C., so that's where she was this semester. So congratulations, Julianne. Next, we have Tyler Rayford, and I'm going to describe Tyler as both strong and serious. And not only did he excel in the 2 competitions that he was originally scheduled for, he also excelled in 2 other competitions in which we give him less than a week to prepare for. So congratulations, Tyler. They're all wondering what I'm going to say about them. Next is Natasha Samria. Natasha has the natural ability to talk to people, to listen to them, and make them feel right at ease. There's a part of me that thinks that that's probably attributable to her lovely British accent, but it could just be that she's a very likable, talented person. Next is Charlene Topio, who I will describe as quiet strength. She appears calm and sweet, kind of like Ashley, but in competition, strong, fierce, and focused. So congratulations, Charlene. And our 3 December graduates were Crystal Beard, Lauren Christ, and Sarah Potter, and we also congratulate them. I want to thank Professors Bobby Flowers, Lance Long, and Jim Sheehan, as well as attorneys Catalidge, Greiner, Jagella, Wilson, and Van Oosting. There is no way I could coach all of these teams without help. So thank you for helping us to be so successful. To all of our graduates, I can't tell you how much I've enjoyed having you on the team for a year or 2 years. I am so proud of everything you've done, and I hope you come back to help make the ADR board as successful as it has been. Congratulations.
These people are about to be offended, so they're leaving, just so you know. My name is Lee Kopic. I work with Stetson's trial team. I've asked them to come over here to the side just to save a little time as they come up and are recognized. I asked them to stand in alphabetical order, so it'll take a little while. I was going to have them number off, but we would never have gotten there with numbers, so we're going to do our best with the alphabet. Professor Feely always takes a few moments and explains about the ADR board because the elements of that are not as familiar to other folks, to many folks, and so she's right, clearly, that people mostly think about trials, and I would tell you that mock trials are very similar to trials that take place that you've seen on TV, whether it's a TV show, TV program, or of course occasionally there's a live trial on TV. However, there's some differences. And you know, they both of course have somebody sit the bench that presumably be the judge, and the fact of the matter is in mock trials, those judges frequently are not familiar with the law. Sometimes they do, but that's maybe a little bit like real life as well. Hopefully there are no judges here to hear that. Whatever the case, There are jurors, and in real life, you can all visualize jurors. In mock trials, those jurors are lawyers who have, in most every case, have never read the fact pattern, don't know about the case, but they pretty much have decided how you should try it. There is, of course, opposing counsel that is very similar to real life, but then there's the witnesses, and the witnesses are typically not. These witnesses are law students from the other school, and they got up in the morning just as prepared to take our advocates down as we did to take them down. Cross-examination is fraught with peril in a mock trial situation. This requires an enormous amount of effort to prepare. And I say that to say this. For each competition, and they're listed in the program, and I'm not going to take the time to go through those, you'll have an opportunity to see that for each competition, these students spend hundreds of hours in preparation. Hundreds. And some of them have competed 4, 5, 6, 7 times. If you do the math, I can't, but if you do the math, you know they spent a lot of time preparing for trials. They did. Even though I try to discourage it, occasionally they go to class. At least they say they'll go to class. I can't be sure they are because I've heard the faculty over here whispering, who are these people? Where do they come from? These are our mock trial team, and they have done Stetson right. I will tell you that this last point about them, these last points, that their clients in the months and years that lie ahead will count their blessings. Their opponents will count their losses. And the legal community, the bar, will count themselves fortunate to be practicing law in the same community with these fine trial lawyers. Of course they are. They're from Stetson. They were trained here. And they, along with those of us who are fortunate enough to be students here, and those of us who are fortunate enough to teach here, we are Stetson. You bet we are. I want to introduce them to you one at a time, have them come across and be recognized. First of all, Sean Cummings. Justin Egan. Jean-Pierre Gilbert. Ashley Goodman. Kaylin Laux. Khalil Madani. Liz Martinez. Austin Minyard. Vicky San Pedro. Rocky C. And Charles Strauss.
Good evening. My name is Professor Brooke Bowman, and it is my honor to be entrusted with the responsibility for Stetson's Moot Court Board. First, a short general roadmap. The Moot Court Board is different from the other two advocacy boards in that every competition involves both a written and an oral argument component. To borrow a phrase from Dean Adams, the vigorous and fun process begins with teams consisting of 2 to 7 members receiving a record or fact pattern. This record can be as short as a couple pages or as long as hundreds of pages. The teams research and write 1 or 2 documents that are commonly known as briefs. Now let me add a footnote here. Don't let the word brief fool you. These documents are not brief. They're up to 75 pages long. Once the team has submitted the brief or 2, The team prepares for oral arguments, which can last anywhere from 15 to 45 minutes per side. These arguments are presented in front of panels of judges ranging from 3 to 9 judges. These judges are constantly interrupting, how rude, our oralist. Consequently, there are 3 types of awards that the team members can receive: the Best Brief Award, the Best Individual Oralist Award, and the Best Team Award. And our moot court graduates have won awards in all 3 categories. I here cite to pages 8, 9, and 10 of the program, where you can see that this talented group has won many, many awards at the state, regional, national, and international competitions. I could go on and on and on about these members, but again, the details are in the program. And for those students, I think an id is appropriate there. But I will summarize what these graduates have accomplished in the past 2 years. 8 competitions won, 8 Best Brief Awards, and 4 Best Oralist Awards. Now, before I introduce the graduating moot court board members, I need to say 2 thank yous. First, thank you to the deans and administration for their continual support of our advocacy programs and activities. And second, a very heartfelt, special thank you to 2 groups of people: the professors and attorneys who selflessly devote hundreds of hours to coaching our teams, and the second group, the professors and attorneys who come and judge our practices and prepare our teams for their excellence. Now, there's too many people in that second group to acknowledge, but I would like to publicly thank the coaches of our moot court teams, including the following: Associate Deans Allen and Radwin, Professors Flowers, Minetti, Morrissey, Palmer, Vaughn, and Varelli, and our advocacy skills trainers, Tiffany Diorio, Larry Mikolas, Logan Murphy, and Jason Stearns. Now, transitioning back to the point of my presentation, our graduates. I will now list the May 2014 moot court graduates in alphabetical order. Kayla Cash, Associate Justice. Adriana Carso. Kevin Cruz. Paul Cruchet. Tyler Egbert. Jonathan Richard Hart, AKA Boomer, and our Chief Justice. Carmen Herrera Valverde, J.D. Grotto student. Maria Raquel Lopez Sanchez, J.D. Grotto student. Bradley Muse, Associate Justice. Michael Rothfeld. And the third in her trifecta, Victoria San Pedro. Now, fortunately for me, there is no stop sign being held up at this point. It is my pleasure to announce the nominees for the Order of Barrister Awards. Again, a general roadmap for you. The Order of Barristers is a national honorary organization that recognizes individuals who have excelled in both advocacy and service. All three of the faculty advisors, Professor Kopic, Professor Feely, and I, select students for this award. And unfortunately, stress that, unfortunately, we are limited to only 10 nominees from our amazing boards. And trust me, this is not an easy process, because in the famous words of my colleague, Professor Kopic, we are Stetson, and we are #1 in advocacy. So we only have 10. And my page. The nominees for the National Order of Barristers are Amber Kane, Kayla Cash, Lauren Chris, Kevin Cruz, Sean Cummings, Jonathan Hart, Wesley Heim, Austin Minyard, Bradley Muse, and Rockwell Say.
Hello, I'm Ann Picard. It's a tough act to follow when Professor Bowman gets up here and makes jokes, okay? Set me up. It's my privilege every year to be the faculty advisor to the Stetson's Public Service Fellows. The Public Service Fellows program was originally funded by the Florida Bar Foundation until that grant money evaporated, at which point Stetson's Public Service Fellows became not just self-governing, but also self-funding. So it's a large organization that manages to raise enough money to provide one grant per semester for a student who I have the pleasure of selecting through a rigorous and competitive application process. One student is chosen per semester. That student makes a commitment to engage in at least 120 hours of public service per semester, as opposed to the 60 per 3 years that most students are required to do. So for a very, very small stipend, one student with a demonstrated commitment, lifelong commitment to public interest work receives a grant and makes a real difference in the community. We have one student who graduated in December, and I'm not sure if she's here, Nija Willis. I didn't see her earlier, but our current graduate is a name that is not going to be new to you, and as I said to her this morning, you know, life would be a lot easier if you were a slacker, but she's an incredible young woman, and we're all very fortunate to count her among our number, Lane Cryer.
It is now my pleasure to announce the honors graduates from December and the anticipated honors graduates for spring and summer. I'm going to start with 3 from our Master of Laws in Elder Law. If any are here, I hope they will stand and let us recognize them. Brooks N. Gentry, Ann Mackey Kling, and Angela Maria Swanberg. Now, 3 from our Master of Laws in International Law. Again, I hope if you are here, you will stand and let us recognize you. Walter Arivalo Ramirez. Trajas Mios Nere. And Tony Stone Stimson. Now our Fall 2013 JD Honors graduates. I'm going to read your names quickly and have everyone acknowledge you at the end. So if you are here, please stand proudly. Lauren Virginia Christ, Leanne Michelle Davis, Brittany Ashton Fallon, Julio Gonzalez, Andrew S. Harris, Jordan Page Henley, Anastasia Carita Jaster, Adam Paul Lavanti, J. Scott Martin, Sarah M. Potter, Lauren Elizabeth Randall, Paul Finnegan Rush, Warren T. Sadafel, David A. Sandifer, Ryan Eric Schwank, and Lisa Mary Tanaka. Now our Spring and Summer 2014 anticipated JD Honors graduates. I know a bunch of you guys are here, so please stand proudly. You worked hard for those grades. And by the way, you will recognize our honors graduates tomorrow by their distinctive gold tassel. So here we go. Brittany Paige Baker, Kyle Jonathan Bells, Justin Patrick Bennett, Lauren Ross Brenner. Stand up, remain standing. You worked hard for those grades. Rachel Elizabeth Boucher, Sarah Wolford Calabrese, Cole Younger Carlson, Stephen Graham Carey, Kayla Ray Cash, Cynthia Marie Clark, Lindsay Marie Copeland, Kevin Ross Cruz, Lane E. Cryer, Megan Louise Cummings, Sean Michael Cummings, Diane C. Didia, Rachel Danielle Ellis, Thomas Richard Ferrier, Ryan Wade Goddard, Ashley Victoria Goodman, Jessica Elise Gordy, Jonathan R. Hart, Allison Lee Hightower, Benjamin Lewis Hoffman, Gregory E. Jordan, Frank Nicholas Lago, Rosimer A. Lair, Elizabeth Ann Lester, Dean Macris, Eric J. Martucci, Joseph Eric Masherin, Catriana Nicole Messina, Andrew Elliott Mitchell, Bradley Arthur Muse, Shane A. Newlands, Matthew Thomas Newton, Courtney C. Norris, Christian Nicole Nunez, Jonathan N. O'Neill, Alexander Mark Parthamer, Deanne Julia Patika, Kelly A. Reagan, Tyler Evans Rayford, Amy Ray, Whitney Nicole Ray, Megan Elizabeth Rayner, Patrick Alfred Reed, Jessica Ronay, Michael Gregory Rothfeld, Victoria Teresa San Pedro, Roland Friedrich Zenholtz, Jeremy Clifford Smith, Keely Ray Smith, Isabella Emily Sobel, Ellen Lindley Stewart, Mallory Havens Tanner, Benjamin Steins Thomas, Natasha Lynn Vasquez, Sarah J. Weiss, Heather Leanna Woods, and Carson Stewart Zimmer. Great job. Now the individuals who have completed our various certificates of concentration. What I'm going to have you do this time is just stand and remain standing while I call out the other members of your group. So first, certificates of concentration in advocacy. Kathleen Elizabeth Frank, Bianca Guerrier, Wesley Joseph Heim, Michelle Elizabeth Lowther, Bradley Arthur Muse, Christian Nicole Nunez, Andrew Allen Pop, Whitney Nicole Ray, Ryan C. Reese, Natasha Gabriella Remington Samria, Ryan Dennis Show, Allison Celeste Simpson, Jeremy Clifford Smith, Keely Ray Smith, Vanessa Lynn Valkema, Albert Kenneth Watson, Danielle Cherie Weaver Rogers, and Andonna Rachel Zachs Jordan. Congratulations, advocacy graduates. Next, the certificates of concentration in elder law. Again, please stand and be recognized as a group. Kevin Robert Albaum, Kyle Jonathan Bells, Amber Monet Kane, Leanne Michelle Davis, Christine Renee O'Shea, Tyler G. Puttick, and Johnny Ramirez. Congratulations. Now, certificates of concentration in environmental law. Sarah Wolford Calabrese, Sharon Lynn Creveling, Kristen Renee Morosky, Jessica Lauren Pratz, Mark Allen Shoemaker, Wynn Elizabeth Smith, and Carson Stewart Zimmer. Congratulations. Certificates of concentration in international law. Troy Darmanin, Alex Cruz Ferris, Callan Francis Garrett, Joseph Harper, and Laura Beth McCaskill. Congratulations. And our newest concentration, social justice advocacy, Shivani Amaris Alamo, Lindsay Plyler Blankenbaker, Jason Robert Churn, Sergio Enrique Fernandez, Jennifer Elizabeth Quijano, and Natasha Lynn Vasquez. Congratulations to you.
Well, I don't know how to follow that excellent pronunciation of all of those names, but I will try to do my best. I am Jan McClendon. I'm a professor here at Stetson University College of Law. I'm the chair of the Honors and Awards Committee, and I will start the presentation of the named awards. Okay, and as I call the representative of the awards to the front, or the award recipients, please come forward and meet with the dean. Okay. Also, you can reference the back of the program for a detailed explanation of each named award. First, the American Bankruptcy Institute Medal Award for Excellence in Bankruptcy Studies. This is for demonstrating excellence in the studying of bankruptcy. And the recipient of the award is Jonathan R. Hart. The American Law Institute Continuing Legal Education Scholarship and Leadership Award, presented to the graduate who best represents a combination of scholarship and leadership. And the recipient this year is Deanne Julia Patika. The Anthony S. Battaglia Excellence in Leadership Award. This award was established by Michael L. Hastings, class of 1969, and Jane L. Eistraker, I hope I didn't butcher that, in honor of Anthony S. Battaglia to celebrate his 50 years of practice in the legal profession. The award is given in recognition of commitment to the study of law and service within the legal community. Representing the award is Brian P. Battaglia. And the recipient of the Anthony S. Battaglia Award is Wendy Lee Fisher. The Carol R. Samuels Unsung Hero Student Leadership Award is presented It was established first by Alan R. Samuels, class of 56, in honor of his late wife, Carol. It's for the graduate who receives or has demonstrated an ability to foster and exemplify leadership in an unassuming context in the College of Law, while at the College of Law. And representing the award is Alan Samuels. Good job. And the recipient of the award this year is Wynn Elizabeth Smith. The Daniel N. Burton Against All Odds Scholarship. This scholarship was established by the late Stephen G. Burton, class of 1988, in honor of his father, Daniel N. Burton, class of 1964, and is given to the graduate who has overcome significant obstacles before and during law school and has successfully completed the requirements for the Juris Doctorate degree. The recipient of the award this year is Adriana Cristina Corso. The Dean Richard Dillon Excellence in Real Property Award. This award was established to honor the late Dean Richard Dillon's dedication to the field of real property and is given to the graduating student for their commitment and interest to the practice of the field of real property. The recipient of the award this year is Laura Ross Brenner. The E. Harris Drew Memorial Award. This award was created by the faculty and friends of late Justice E. Harris Drew to recognize a student for excellence in written and oral advocacy. The recipient of the award is Victoria Teresa San Pedro. The Elizabeth M. Lehman Award. This award was established to honor a retired faculty advisor to the Law Review for writing the best student work published each year for our Stetson Law Review. And the recipient of the award this year is Ryan C. Reese. The Florida Bar, Labor, and Employment Law Section Dean W. Gary Voss Scholarship Award. The award was created to honor our late Dean Voss. And under this award, it is given to the graduating student based on excellent performance and demonstrated interest in the labor and employment law areas and in that career area. The recipient of the award this year is Thomas Richard Ferrier. In absentia. That is in absentia. Okay. The Florida Constitutional Law Award. It was created in memory of the late Harold L. Sebring, who was the Dean of the College of Law. This award recognizes a student who has shown excellence in the area of Florida constitutional law. This year, the recipient of the award is Caitlin Brooke Wright. She's here? Okay, all right. All right, the Hearn Environmental Law Award. This award was established by Frank and Teresa Hearn to recognize a graduate who is interested in the practice of environmental law. Representing the award is Frank and Teresa Hearn. Is Teresa here too? And the recipient of the award is Sarah Wolford Calabrese. Judge Alexander Pasquet Bankruptcy Award. The award was created to honor the late Judge Alexander L. Pasquet for his outstanding contribution to Stetson University College of Law, and it's given to the student who has shown outstanding performance in advanced bankruptcy courses. The recipient of the award is Kelly A. Reagan. The Judge John M. Shebb Excellence in Appellate Advocacy Award. This is the first year this award is being given. It was established by the Judge John M. Shebb American Inn of Court to honor the memory of the late Judge John M. Shebb. The student selected has shown a commitment and interest to practice in the field of appellate advocacy. Representing the award is Craig J. Schaefer with the John M. Shebb American Inn of Court. The recipient of the award this year is Jessica Lauren Pratz. Mark L. Levine Award. The award was established by the family of Mark L. Levine, class of 2006, and is presented to the graduate demonstrating significant growth as a person and professional during his time here at the College of Law and emerging as a respected campus leader. The recipient of the award is Wesley Joseph Heim. The Maria G. Martin Award for Legal Ethics was created to honor the late Maria G. Martin. This award is in recognition of having written the best paper in the field of legal ethics, and the recipient of the award is Lindsay Marie Copeland. The Matthew Bender Elder Law Book Award. This award is given to a graduating LLM in elder law who has performed with distinction. The recipient of this award is Kyle Jonathan Bells. The Melvin Trout PA Trust Award. This award was established by Melvin Trout, class of 1966, and is given to a graduating student in recognition of excellence in the area of trust. Representing the award is Melvin Trout. The recipient of the award is Cynthia Marie Clark. The Michael P. Allen Award for Excellence and Professionalism. It was created by Michael P. Allen for Michael P. Allen. Sorry about that. I knew I was going to make a flub. Okay, it was created by 5 former students of Associate Dean Allen to honor him for his dedication to the students of Stetson University College of Law. The award is given annually to a member of the graduating class who combines the qualities of academic excellence and professionalism. Hey, I can't do this without flubbing up, right? I've got too much to read on this script. So representing the award is Scott Stevenson and Associate Dean Allen. And the recipient of the award is Kayla Ray Cash. The Nader Drake Memorial Award. The award created in memory of family members by Joyce Nader, class of 1985, and her brother Robert Nader. This award is given to a graduating student in recognition of excellence in environmental, land use, and administrative law courses. The recipient of the award this year is Carson Stewart Zimmer. The National Association of Women Lawyers Outstanding Law Student Award. The National Association of Women Lawyers sponsors an award for an outstanding law graduate of each American Bar Association approved law school. The award is given to a graduating student to recognize the overall contribution in the advancement to women in society. And the recipient of the award this year is Caitlin Elizabeth Costa. I'm going to get this right this year. The National Order of Scribes Award, my colleagues will know what I'm talking about. The National Order of Scribes was created in 2007 by Scribes, the American Society of Legal Writers, which is an honorary organization to recognize graduating law students who excel in legal writing. Representing the award is Barbara Kalinowski with the National Order of Scribes. The recipients of the award are Kyle Jonathan Bells, Kayla Ray Cash, and Lisa Shibley. The Paul Barnard Award for Clinic Excellence. The award honors a graduating law student for their performance in representing indigent clients while enrolled in the Public Defender's Clinic. The recipient of the award this year is Wilengi Wilma Ramos. The Public Interest Award. The award recipient is selected based on her dedication to and involvement in public interest activities while at the College of Law. The recipient this year is Jessica Lorraine Faulkner. Sorry, Lorraine. The Public Service Fellows Recognition Award. This award recognizes a student's exceptional participation in the Public Service Fellows Program and their dedicated service to the community and the law school, as well as future public service and pro bono activities. The recipient of the award is Lee Nathaniel Feldman. The Ralph Harris Farrell Competition Award. This award was established by Ralph Harris Farrell Jr. to recognize a member of the graduating class who has demonstrated individual excellence in intercollegiate competitions. The recipient this year is Tyler Marcellus Egbert. The Raphael Steinhardt Award, the Honorable Raphael Steinhardt Award, class of 1963, created this award in '66 for a deserving student in recognition of their character, leadership, and service to the community. The recipient of the award is Amber Monet Kane. The Stephanie A. Vaughn Excellence in Advocacy Award. I'm not going to make the Allen mistake, I promise. Okay, the former students of Professor Stephanie A. Vaughn, class of 1991, created an award to acknowledge her outstanding teaching and impact in oral and written advocacy for the students of the College of Law. This award recognizes a student who embodies Professor Vaughn's tireless commitment to excellence in oral and written advocacy. Representing the award, Alexandra Jagila. Is that good? Okay, I'm sorry. Catherine Christian, Thomas Yeagers, and Professor Stephanie Vaughn. And the recipient is Rachel Elizabeth Boucher. Susan Armstrong Memorial Award. This was established to honor a former professor at the College of Law. This award is given to a graduating student who, in the view of the Legal Research and Writing Department, has demonstrated excellence in the areas of legal writing. And the award goes to, the recipient is Kevin Ross Cruz. In absentia. In absentia. The Thomas E. Pennick Jr. Award for Community Service. This award was established by the St. Petersburg Bar Association in honor of Judge Thomas E. Pennick, Jr., class of 1972. The award is given to a graduating student who is a true community servant and who has volunteered extensively for the good of the community. Representing the award is Eric E. Luden with the St. Petersburg Bar Foundation. Is that right? The recipient of the award is Shivani Alamo. I don't want to butcher your middle name, okay? The Victor O. Whaley Award. This award for excellence in trial advocacy is in the name of the late Victor O. Whaley, who served as a judge of the 6th Judicial Circuit and as a professor emeritus at the College of Law. The recipients of the award are as follows, and please come up as I call your name. Kyle Jonathan Bels. Rachel Elizabeth Boucher. Sarah Wolford Calabrese. Megan Louise Cummings. Sean Michael Cummings. Diana C. Didia in absentia. Ashley Victoria Goodman. Matthew Joseph Kelly. Khalil Madani. Did I get it? I got it? Okay, good. Yogita Stacy Moen. Christian Nicole Nunes. In absentia. Not here. Deanne Julia Patika. Familiar name? Amy Ray. Keely Ray Smith. Wynn Elizabeth Smith. Captain Elizabeth Nicole Strickland. Benjamin Steins Thomas. And the last named award that I will announce before the dean takes over for the final two named awards is the Walter Mann Award. This award was established by the late Walter Mann, a former member of the Board of Overseers. It is given to a member of each graduating class who has shown the greatest promise of becoming an outstanding leader in the legal community. The recipient of the award, Jonathan R. Hart. Dean Petruskevich.
So now we come to the presentation of the Edward D. Foreman Most Distinguished Student Award, our most prestigious award. Ed's wife Bonnie is here to make the presentation. Ed and Bonnie met at Stetson University in their undergraduate days, and according to their friends, were inseparable. And they have been inseparable from the College of Law for a long time. We thank Bonnie for her generosity, for her kindness, and we welcome back her Stetson family. And we look forward to welcoming the next member of the Foreman family. Ladies and gentlemen, Bonnie Foreman.
It is such a privilege to honor my husband with the Edward D. Foreman Most Distinguished Student Award. My Ed was a brilliant attorney, recognized and awarded for his excellence in the law, an accomplished pilot, an awesome cook, a lover of animals and wildlife, an avid reader, truly a Renaissance man. However, he was not defined by what he did. He was defined by who he was. And he was simply the most incredible man I have ever known and the love of my life. His generosity of friendship, time, talent, and resources was unmatched. Everyone felt safer because he was there for them. His success never changed him, and the good and difference he made is incalculable. Ed did not live his life just for himself, but he devoted it to serving others, his family, the legal profession, and his community. He believed that since you can't always pay back the people who helped you along the way, the best way to live life is in the spirit of paying it forward. He believed in generously passing whatever good he had on to others so that they would do the same. This award is being given to the student who has demonstrated a passion for the legal profession and a commitment to the service of the family of humankind, and is characterized as the most distinguished student. The recipient will be someone who will pay it forward. with the altruism that my Ed exhibited throughout his life. In addition, the name of the person who has earned this award has been cast in bronze, and at this very moment is being placed on the plaque in the lobby so that the name will be there in perpetuity as an example for others and perhaps even for his own child. The award itself is crystal and in the shape of a flame as a reminder to the recipient to keep those fires of altruism and generosity burning in their heart. I am joined today by some extraordinary individuals. Mr. Andrew Chang, Ms. Thomas Yeagers, Ms. Katie Christian, Mr. Brian Reeder, Ms. Patisse Holland, Ms. Rachel Wood, Mr. Jason Stearns, Mr. Joe Murray, Mr. Chris Sprawls, Mr. Derek Detlefson, Mrs. Sandra Harold Ransdell, my new bride, Mrs. Megan O'Neill Marshall, my other new bride, Mr. Scott Stevenson, and Miss Erin Okino. They are all past recipients of this award and have traveled from all over the state and have traveled as far away as Virginia, New York, Minnesota, and California to welcome the newest member into this amazing family. Every once in a great while, you find a person so incredibly brilliant and accomplished, yet that's not what people speak of first. They speak of character, compassion, humility, goodness, way before they speak of the brilliance and accomplishments. This exactly describes our newest recipient. Our amazing winner, graduating with a certificate of concentration in advocacy and ranking 5th in his class of 238, came to us as a cum laude graduate from the University of Central Florida, majoring in advertising and political science. Our gifted recipient received Stetson's Rising Star of Student Leadership Award 2012. He served as the American Bar Association Law Student Division Community Service Officer 2012, and Student Bar Association Class Representative 2013-14. Our most distinguished student was on the Stetson College of Law Aspirational Subcommittee and Academic Standard Committee student member. He is a member of the Ferguson White Inn of Court pupil member. Our recipient served brilliantly as president of the American Constitution Society Stetson Chapter 2013-14. This accomplished winner was founder and president of the Student Wellness Society 2013-14 and was a participant in the Jurisprudence Honors Seminar Program. 2014, our honored recipient was a peer student group academic enrichment fellow. Unbelievably, he makes time to volunteer as a student legal research coordinator for Equality Florida and the Pinellas County Clerk of Court. Our honor roll student took the book award. Now that's code for you got the highest grade in the class. And it's quite remarkable if you even get one book award. Our brilliant recipient took the book award in Research and Writing 2, Real Property, Professional Responsibility, and Evidence. Now, I'm not sure what some of our most esteemed professors are going to do next year. Our respected recipient was a research assistant and teaching assistant in Research and Writing for Professor Brooke Bowman. He was a research assistant to Dean of Academic Affairs Kristen Adams, a research assistant to Professor Stephen Kropp, and a teaching assistant in civil procedure for Professor Michael Finch. Now, wouldn't you think that would take up all of his time? No. This esteemed recipient was student assistant in the Office of Student Life, note taker for the Academic Success Program, and student assistant and communications officer. Okay, I'm getting exhausted here. Stetson Law Review had a magnificent articles and symposium editor 2013. Our foremost recipient published Fighting the Unfair Fight, Post-Traumatic Stress Disorder, and the Need for Neuroimaging Evidence in Rape Trials, 35 Women's Rights Law Report 2013. 2012, this dedicated scholar was an intern for the Honorable Susan C. Buckler, United States District Judge, United States District Court of the Middle District of Florida, Tampa. May through August 2013, our dedicated recipient was Law Clerk, Appellate Division for the Florida Department of Children and Families, Tampa, Florida. January 2013 to the present, this incredible winner was a clinical student for the State Attorney's Office for the 6th Judicial Circuit, Clearwater, Florida, working in the Juvenile Justice Division. This splendid advocate, of course, served on Stetson's Moot Court Board, where he was an Associate Justice. 2013, he was a regional finalist for the Jessup International Law Moot Court Competition. Our brilliant advocate was a finalist in the Robert Orsick Moot Court Competition, 2013. 2014, our great communicator was a regional semifinalist in the Andrews Kurth Moot Court National Competition. And again, 2014, the Jessup International Law Moot Court Competition, our superstar was a regional semifinalist. It is only fitting with his extraordinary success that our great communicator was awarded Stetson's Moot Court Board Award of Excellence 2014. To top it all off, he is a nominee to the most exclusive National Order of Barristers. And what's our acclaimed winner's going to do? So what's our acclaimed winner going to do next? Well, I do know that the Honorable Craig Valenti, Florida 2nd District Court of Appeals, is anxiously awaiting his new law clerk. In keeping with our tradition of paying it forward, this award will be passed forward from Andrew to Tom to Katie to Brian to Batiste to Rachel to Jason to Joe to Chris to Eric to Sandra to Megan to Scott to Aaron to our new superstar. It is our great honor to present the Edward D. Foreman Most Distinguished Student Award and a check for $5,000 to Mr. Bradley Arthur Muse.
Thank you so very much. It's very, very meaningful to me, very special to be invited to be part of this family. And just thank you so much to Bonnie Foreman. In the relatively short amount of time I've known you, you've already shown me just how wonderful and sweet and thoughtful people can truly be. So thank you very much. And on that same note, I know that your husband, Ed, was very well respected and always did pay it forward. I've heard nothing but the most incredible things about him. And I just wish that I'd had the opportunity to meet him. Now, earlier today, I ran into our fantastic Dean Allen, who gave me some, I think, much needed advice. He mentioned that this is the kind of opportunity that doesn't come around very often. So to make sure that I really take it in and remember everything about it. And that's exactly what I want to do. Just remember this moment and everything about this university and everyone I've met here and everyone I've had the pleasure of learning and growing with. It seems to me, looking back, almost impossible that I would be up here right now. If you could look at me 5 years ago, I never took anything too seriously. I just kind of coasted through life. I started out undergrad as a film major, which was fun. But, you know, upon realizing that I probably wouldn't be the next Scorsese or Spielberg, I decided to branch out into an area that I thought could actually be useful and still in that same area. So I went into advertising, which was awful. But it's good that I did that, because what happened after I went into advertising is I was required to take a course, and that course was mass media law. And that was my first experience with the law, and it was the most incredible, invigorating class I've ever taken. It taught me so much, and it actually made me really passionate about a subject, which was a really new experience for me at the time. But I was still a little bit hesitant to pursue law at that point. I decided to investigate political science, but I still didn't have that final push to really realize what I could be doing with my life. And then after that, I got a bit of a wake-up call. My father, who I'm very happy to say is here with my mother, sister, and wife. My father was in a very severe car accident, and he was left hospitalized and unable to walk for several months. And that was kind of the wake-up call I needed. It made me realize that life is short and fragile, and you really have to do something with it while you're still around. And after that happened, I registered for the LSAT and applied to Stetson, and I'm here, and I really could not be happier. Even though we are now here at the end of this incredible journey that everyone in this room, here, all the students anyways, and faculty of course, have all taken together. It's been a whirlwind, roller coaster, incredible 3 years, and I really wouldn't trade that for anything. And it is such an honor for me to be staying here and graduating with this amazing class full of amazing people who I know will undoubtedly go forth and do the most incredible things with their careers. So it's very exciting and meaningful for me to be counting myself among your ranks. So thank all of you. And with that, I wanted to talk just a little bit about why this was in particular so meaningful to me, and that's because of everything that this school is to me. This fantastic university really pushed me, really made me become the person I've always wanted to be. It made me realize potential. It made me really push myself. Everyone here and gave me constant support, encouragement, and the knowledge and training I need to go forth into my career. And it's really my love of the university here that really means why this is such an honor to me in particular. And with that, I know that no single person in this room makes it on their own. We all have a huge debt of ingratitude to give to people around us, people we care about. And certainly I have a laundry list of people that I could name, and just my eternal gratitude to all of you. And while this list is not exhaustive, I do want to in particular call out thank yous to my first year professors, all of them, for really starting me off right at the university and giving me the courage and the knowledge to press on, and also making me realize that law school is kind of scary and I actually had to really work hard at it. I would also like to thank Professor Varelli for giving me a bunch of advice on how to secure a clerkship. So thank you very much. Professor Henderson gave me amazing guidance and support in writing my law review paper, and I really couldn't have done it without her. Dean Adams for constant mentorship, patience, and caring. Always made me feel better whenever I went to your office. Thank you. Professor Morrissey, you, from my second semester, you got me really involved with organizations that really allowed me to understand what it meant to be a legal researcher and actually see how the law could affect real people, so thank you. Professor Palmer, you pushed me and believed in me and supported me through so much, some of the best experiences I had as my Jessup Moot Court coach. So thank you very much for that. Professor Batt, for inviting me into your office to sit and wax with rhetoric on what I might be doing with my career someday, so thank you very much. And of course, Professor Bowman, who has always pushed me, believed in me, supported me from the very, very, very beginning, really since the first day of law school. You've been incredible, so thank you very much. And then, of course, my fellow students, you're way too many here to name. I know I couldn't have done anything without all of you that have interacted with me, touched me, worked with me throughout law school. So thank you all very much. In particular, to my first-year study buddies, Willingy and Amber. You really kind of made the torture of first year feel a lot friendlier, so thank you. For all my fellow Law Review and Moot Court members who are graduating today, each and every one of you set a high water mark for me that I had to actually push myself constantly to try to aspire to. I look up to all of you, and it was very motivational for me to see just how incredible you all are, so thank you. And of course, all of the student assistants at Student Life for keeping me grounded and certainly just being always good for a laugh. And with that, the Student Life and Career Development crews, many a time I sat in each one of their offices and had just the wildest outbursts sometimes even, but you guys all kept me through it, so thank you. And with that, there are just a few more people who, above all really, were truly the reasons why I'm here. And that would be my amazing family. My sister, Anna, growing up, you always gave me someone to live up to. So thank you very much. And my parents, Kevin and Tammy, you guys, you got me here. You gave me the encouragement and the support to keep going. You never stopped believing in me, and thank you so much. And absolutely the biggest driving force, though, in my life would be my beautiful wife, Stephanie. She is the driving force for really everything I do. She pushed me so hard to want more for myself than I ever wanted before. She brought out the best in me, and I'm still trying to catch up to just how great of a person she is. So that I have a lot of living up to do with her. She's great. And with that, on top of everything, again, this has just been the most incredible 3 years of my life. And I know I speak for myself, and I'm sure several people in this room, when I say I'm not quite sure I'm ready to go yet. You know, this school has been such a huge part of my life for the past 3 years, and I've met so many incredible people and just had so many incredible experiences. And I know that there will always be a home for me here at Stetson, along with my fellow Hatters, all of you. So thank you again, and please have a great graduation. Thank you.
Well, folks, we're getting closer to the end. We're only down to 96 named awards left. We should be done in the next 4 hours, so I hope you're enjoying yourselves. We do have a few more awards, and they are faculty awards. The first award is the Homer and Dolly Hand Award for Excellence in Faculty Research. This award was established by Dolly and her husband Homer to applaud faculty members who not only are dedicated teachers, but also who have notable achievements in scholarship and creative works in their area and who make a difference in the local and larger community. And this year's recipient of the Homer and Dolly Hand Award for Excellence in Faculty Research is Professor Jason Bent. The Dickerson Brown Award for Excellence in Faculty Scholarship is presented to a person who has published a book or multiple outstanding works and who has contributed significantly to the enhancement of the academic reputation of the College of Law. And this year's recipient is Professor Chara Torres-Spelisi. The last faculty award is the Branton Excellence in Teaching Award. This award is presented to the full-time professor who, in the eyes of the dean, has made outstanding contributions in teaching students both inside and outside the classroom and by example. Not only is this person deserving of this award, but is also deserving of our thanks. He will be retiring tonight after 10 years at the College of Law as a trial advocacy fellow who is the person primarily responsible for the #1 advocacy program in the United States for the last 16 of 18 years, and every one of the 10 years he has been part of the College of Law, Professor Lee Koppe. So the last set of awards are the Dean's Awards that are given every year during our honors and awards ceremony to the outstanding staff and students who provide outstanding and exemplary service to the College of Law. The first Dean's Award is to Darren Kettles, Associate Director for Admissions. The second Dean's Award for Exemplary Service is to Julia Kitzmiller, Electronic Education Specialist. And the last Staff Dean's Award is to Pamela Skalarakis, our Director of Human Resources. And finally, to the outstanding student who exemplifies all of the service to our community, service to the law school, and for all the things that she has done for the College of Law over the last 3 years. The last Dean's Award to a graduating student is Lane Pryor. So finally, I'd like to take a few moments to recognize Professor Kristen Adams, who is completing her last year as the Associate Dean for Academic Affairs, and according to her, is going back to teach the most interesting part of our curriculum, commercial transactions in the UCC. During the past 4 years, Dean Adams has worked with our students during personal tragedies and triumphs. She has helped students when they needed it most, when they were getting married, having a baby, or landing a dream job. As many of you know, Dean Adams came to appreciate poetry from her mother, who passed away a few years ago, and there's no better way to honor her than with her own words. If you want to know what the law is, you read cases and codes. If you want to know what certain people think of the law should be, you read treatises and law review articles. And if you want to know how human beings experience the law, you read poetry about the law. My addition is if you want to know how to be a role model for our students, you simply emulate Dean Adams. Since we don't have any awards that quite fit Dean Adams, I decided to create a new one. It is our first Distinguished Service Award for exemplary service, and it's for Associate Dean Kristen Adams. And finally, one last time, I'd like to have all of our graduates stand so we can acknowledge them once again as a group for all their outstanding work on behalf of the College of Law. And family and friends, thank you so much for your support of our students over the last 3 years. Part of their success, of course, is the support that you provided them over the last 3 years, and the support of the College of Law is exemplified by the outstanding service that they have done over the last 3 years. Just as a reminder, we've moved up the graduation ceremony tomorrow till 8:30, so it was 9 o'clock in the past. It's now 8:30. We expect to have some fantastic weather tomorrow, so we look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. And our graduate celebration is just outside. Thank you so much for being here.